Alright, so I'm gonna go ahead and start doing another recording. I haven't exactly planned out what I'm gonna do, but I think probably the best thing to get started on is printing off the ship that I had modified in Creative a few episodes ago. Let me skip through that. So I'm just gonna load back in right where we left off. And that ship that I modified in Creative, it was a decent combat ship, or at least as far as firepower goes. I'm not so sure about maneuverability and everything, but we'll print that off. Hopefully, my my printer is actually large enough to do that. If not, what I can do is kind of copy how I've done the weld wall and make a blueprint to print off more weld wall to then maneuver into position to weld onto it to expand it out that way. So essentially I'm just utilizing the printer to print more printer. And I think that should work relatively well. So I've still been thinking about maybe getting a different skybox. So I mean, like, this one's nice and all, but it's just not that high definition. But I mean, that's not a super bad thing or anything, but okay. So what I want to do is, first and foremost, I will hide those cargo containers. And now I want to look for the large grid print head. I want to toggle this block on, and I want to select the BA battle cruiser that we modified, and we will yaw this to be flat here, roll it up, bring forward offset back some to the front of the ship, and now exit out this menu and see just how much longer this needs to be. Okay, so yeah, that's not too bad. I think probably what I could do is print it the other way around. So let's do printer head, and we'll do yaw 180, roll 180. We'll do vertical offset. You know what, that should be fine, I guess. Forward offset, we want to bring it back some, and then let's check and see. So you know what? No, actually that's not going to work out too well, because the way that the rear thruster design is, it needs something to print off of. So actually we will rotate it back around the other way. Bring that to 0, bring that to 0, bring the forward offset further forward. And for this we're going to utilize the full length of my printer here. So I'm going to angle kind of like this and then go back into the menu. So that way I can sort of see a little bit better through the menu here. how far back I can actually move that. I think that's going to be about the limit, because if I bring it too far back, it will mesh into the print wall, and I won't really be able to do much with that. But I want to keep the projection, for sure. And let's see, so it's going to be a little wide for this particular printer. There's two ways that I could do this. I could print it off regardless and then go and manually fix the parts that aren't quite finished, which is what I might do. Or what I could do is go ahead and print off a extra bit on the sides. I can only do 2 extra rows to what would be, from the current viewpoint, the left-hand side, and I think about 6 rows on the left-hand side, and I think that would be wide enough to print this off in one go. Though, honestly, I'm kind of wanting to just go ahead and print it and then just manually fix that. So I guess that's what we'll do. We'll take the printer here and horizontal offset. I think that's about right. Yeah, it's going to have a little bit of overlap though on the very edge of the thrusters. Let's actually get out of here and go take a closer look here at the projection. So yeah, it needs to come forward some more, but I think as far as width goes, that's going to be pretty close. Yeah, there's a good bit on either side that won't be doable. But I think this should work out relatively well. Camera would need a helping hand. This probably needs to move a little bit. One thing I'm not sure about. I think... No, okay, I do remember. I did the height the same as the width. So it's a true square, as far as the weld wall, so I can't just rotate it on the side. Though I could, if I grind all this off, grind down the stick here, I could, print it the other way around anyway. Kind of extend that down and just have like a really high printer, or like a long print wall. I guess would be a good way to say it. It's probably going to save a lot of headache if I actually do that, rather than just jumping into printing stuff. So let's actually do that instead. So what I'll do is I'll just grind off all this, including the small grid projector. Which actually, for small grid, it's probably better if I do a like a ship projector. That's also something I could do instead of moving the actual grid and everything, like the wall. I could just have a ship connected, and I could do that instead. And then I could move it kind of side to side and print like that. So that might actually be the play, now that I'm thinking about that. Actually, I do really like that idea. So, we'll just allow Maggie to dock herself. And I can repurpose this ship here quite easily. Just with some light armor block. Which I'll grab about 2 blocks worth of material to do this. And I want to make this, I guess white will be fine. I'm not going to actually weld this up anyway. But what I'll do is I'll bring it off to the side here. So yeah, I can do like that. And maybe bring one up. That should be fine. And then I can come over here and I can do... oops, spelled projector wrong. I can grab the projector. Grab all of the components for a large projector like this. And move this around like that. Okay. So now we got this projector here, so we can turn this one off. Control? Yeah, control. Turn the block off. I think something's not right. Toggle block off. Okay, there we go. Yeah. And then for this, I'm not sure how long the power will last on this, but if I print it in the right orientation, which I'm thinking I could probably just print it kind of facing this ship. If I do it in the right orientation, I should still be able to dock up, albeit very slowly. What I can do is like this right here. And we want to do it like that. And then, no, not the roll, would be the pitch in this orientation. Then horizontal, vertical, forward. So we want to bring it back. And not like that. Over just a little bit. Let's take a good look here. So yeah, that should work just fine. And what I could do is move the projector 1, right? Yeah. And that makes the railgun buildable, which means most of the other objects there are also buildable. And I think it's going to be about the best I could do for right now. Now what I want to do is go here to printer pistons. I want to go ahead and reverse them. So, there we go. And apparently I have 7 days worth of power like this. Now as soon as that railgun's complete though, that's gonna kind of change that story a fair bit. because until the batteries on this are done, everything as far as power generation goes for this ship will be done via the power on this local grid. What I can do is try to center this about as much as I possibly can. Something sort of like that should be fine. I'll try to angle it a little bit better here. Something like this maybe. And what we can do is convert this to a station for the time being. And then turn everything off. Oh, I guess not everything, right? Because I need the battery on at bare minimum. And we'll make a save before I turn on the weld wall. Up here and search for weld wall. Toggle this block on. Another thing I want to do is go here to production. And we'll make a... I meant to do 1,000. There we go. Make 1,000 power cells just to be absolutely sure that I have all that I need there. And let's see here. I'll come over here. I want to go here to the projector. Keep projection and show only buildable. And matter of fact, turn these back on and we'll make this a ship for the time being. Okay. So now what I want to do is go to the projector. And I'll turn it off real quick. And in fact, I can go and place the projector block right here. And toggle block on off. And also I want to go here to the railgun and toggle this off so it doesn't burn all of my battery. And now, what I can do is hopefully not break anything while I'm orientating in this manner. I want to do that and kind of build up the side. Hopefully the top, if I can reach it, is mainly my concern. I'm thinking this isn't working exactly like how I had envisioned it. But I did do the majority of this side. It's just not exactly how I imagined. So, what I want to do, I'll just reload real quick just to try a little something else. So, a whole lot of what I'm doing here in this episode is going to be just trial and error, which, if you've seen anything else that I've recorded, you should pretty much already know. There's going to be a whole lot of trial and even more error. And the fun for me, comes in and trying to fix a lot of these issues. So let's see here. Turn these back on. We'll go back over here. We'll convert us back to a ship. And want to pull the projector to be toggle on and off. And this time, what I want to try to do instead, hopefully not break my welder wall while trying to move in the way I want to here. Want to rotate kind of like that right there, just so I can do the front edges kind of sticking up past everything. And that should be more than good enough. And before I start turning anything on, we kind of fly closer in here. And I've bumped a couple of these, so let me just check to make sure nothing's severely damaged. I don't see any sparks, so I think we're good. Yeah, it looks fine. So what I'll do is now I'll turn the load wall on. And then hop into the ship. And kind of go down a little. Okay. So now I can turn my projector off. And I should be capable of hopefully not breaking anything. And I want to rotate around kind of like this right here. Try to center up a little bit more. Move in some. I want to kind of angle up a little bit, come in some more. There we go. And now I want to turn that back on. Okay. I'm going to turn this off because I think I'm stuck. Nope, okay, never mind. It's good. Things all fine and dandy. I missed a couple of blocks on the side here. Come in kind of slow. Turn the projector back on. Okay. And, oops. Turn the projector back off. So, now what I've done is made a bit of a mistake here. That's fine, because I can just grind this back off and then reprint it. That way I have a nice flat surface to start printing from. I'm thinking this will work out a little bit better here. So yeah, then I can just press this up against the wall and pull away, hopefully. Should be alright. Drop. bonks in there. And where is my cockpit? Right here. So there we go. Now with the projector off, I should be able to just slide this right back in place with minimal issue. Other way. Kind of like that right there. Yep. And then turn my projector back off. Okay. This actually feels kind of cool, almost like I'm pulling a ship out of thin air. We'll turn my projector off right here. Let me bring my chair up a little bit. Okay. I'll turn the projector back on. So there is still going to be a few blocks missed apparently. That should be fine. Okay. So now what I want to do is hop out. Well, I'll look over my printed ship so far. Take a look and see what it's going to take to get this finished off, right? As it turns out, there are quite a few unfinished parts inside and on top here. Seemingly, I've ran out of construction components. Let me check here. Should be maybe CCG. And so yeah, I have actually ran out of some components, it seems. How extensive that is, I'm not 100%. So, there's definitely a construction components, and it seems to be the primary thing I've ran out of. And interior plates seems I've also potentially ran out of, because there was something here. A few blocks in here that's not got anything for it. So unfortunately, I'm thinking I'm going to have to scrap this one, this particular print, and try it again after making some more construction plans. So what I'm going to do is exit without saving, and I'll reload a previous save. I think this is the one. Yes, this is in fact the correct save. And what I'm going to do is go here to production, make a few thousand more of those, make a couple thousand of these. It can't hurt to have a bit more, a lot of this. Maybe some more computers, bulletproof glass, displays. Just build a lot of everything. The only thing that I need to worry about is having the space for it. There's a pretty good amount of space. So most of these should be completed pretty quickly. And based off that first test print, it functions a lot better than I was anticipating. I might need to move a little slower as well. That could also be part of my problem. But regardless, we'll turn the ship on and convert it to an actual ship. And I'll check in on the loader I just smacked, which was this one here. If that one's fine. This is a little hurt. But it's not missing any parts, so that's fine. Armor slip will cast for the ship. Okay. So yeah, that wasn't too bad. And now, head back into the cockpit. And I want to bring it up into the edge. Right? Because what I want to do is just the same as last time. I want to build the face of the ship first. Flip forward some. Kind of like this, a little bit more rotation. And yeah, I think that will serve just about perfectly. Okay, I can't get any closer than that though. But I can rotate it a bit. That should be fine. And now let's check in on the parts production. I think I'll move the thruster components to be last here. Okay. So now we're going to go ahead and start printing. And hopefully this time around we'll have all the components necessary. It's kind of interesting how that eye did the same thing. Also, just noticed I haven't put my projector on/off on here just yet. These need just a few basic components I can handle with that problem. There we go. a few pieces that were missing from below the lower jaw. We'll head back over here. That is missing some components as well. So we'll snag those and repair this guy up. Just like that. I want to come back a good ways. So I can maneuver. Back over. Snow's going around the way. Come in. Move up. And in again. And right there should be fine. So now we'll turn our projector back on. And move away. This time going much slower. Nothing what to do. Let's actually hop out real fast. And take a closer look at the print here. Yeah, so there's a few little bits and bobs that haven't finished. And by a few little bits and bobs, I mean there's one camera and a few armor blocks. It really isn't so bad so far. I can't really get in there to take a look because the wall's on and really close. That should be fine. And I still have plenty of power. Even after charging the railgun, which is kind of surprising. I guess it's only one railgun, so. let's take a look here. And there's a few armor blocks there they're missing. That's probably because they can't actually be built just yet. Because there's other supporting blocks that haven't been done just yet. And we still have, yeah, I'd say about 60% of the ship left to go. That's good. Now, there is another mod that I know of that I could get. It's a mod called Nanobots. It's like Phil and something or other. It's like the drill and fill one, I think, which does like mining and stuff, where you don't actually need to do any voxel destruction to mine resource nodes like deep within asteroids or under a planetary surface. But there's also a nanobot like repair mod as well, which would prove very useful for stuff like this, where I could just turn on a projection and then automatically resources would start being thrown into that projection, and then I wouldn't even need a printer, really. From what I understand, though, for that mod, all of the systems in place for that will run a very, very high electricity bill. Granted, I should have plenty of power generation. I got tons of hydrogen, tons of ice sitting in the base currently. So I could definitely afford it. It's just a matter of if I want to get that, because that kind of feels like cheating, sort of. Granted, I guess this is also sort of feels like cheating because I can just straight up print off the ship. So I might just bite the bullet and get that mod. Just because I feel like it would be a lot easier than trying to do this to pull a ship out of thin air. Although this is really cool, though. I don't think that the mod for having the nanobot welding and stuff, I don't think it's quite as fast as the default like base game welders and stuff you can get though. I think it's a lot slower to to actually build the blocks. That also probably depends on how much power you have to dump into it. So see, already I'm noticing some turrets that have only been like halfway built. I can't get any closer. So I guess what I can do is I can take a look and see, are these only partially built due to lack of components? There was only one steel plate dumped into that, and I'm pretty sure I have plenty of the other materials. Let's check out BCCG. Do I need any more construction components? Actually, it looks like yes. It does look like I need more construction components. So, what I can do is I can just go ahead and print off what I can with this, and then use the, well, I'll have to download, and then install, and then utilize the mod for the nanobot construction, which hopefully works. And the reason I would want to go ahead and keep this print, even though it's not fully completed, there's a lot of incomplete blocks, is that the nanobot thing, it doesn't have to worry about being able to directly access a block to weld. So it could like weld deep damage inside of ships and stuff pretty easily. Or in this case, it's not even damage, it's just incomplete parts. So yeah, put that right there. Here. And we'll roll off. And printer pistons reverse. And let's see, is it about the same as last time? Yeah, it's the construction components I just don't have enough of, I guess. But that should be all fine and dandy. Okay. And we'll dock this ship up. So that way I'm running off base power and not power from the, what's it called? From the ship. Because I'm already running very, very low on hydrogen here. Which I can probably save some hydrogen by turning that thruster off. I have 4 days of power left though. So that's very much nice to know. Down over a wee bit. And dock it. Then turn that thruster back on, because when I go to page 2 to turn everything off, that way that thruster actually stays off instead of coming back on. And now what I can do is save and quit. Okay. Now what we'll do is we'll come over here to the workshop, and we'll look for Nano. So, this one says maintained, and this one was just basic. So yeah, there's the nanobot drill and fill systems, and this is the mining that I was talking about, where it can access ore deposits through blocks. So here's requested a non-version of this mod. It's basically the same mod, but using the required building resource in the original mod. Okay. Not and grind clean. So this one here, it states maintained, so I want to check that one out first, I suppose. The original mod can be found here. Unfortunately, the original developer has seemed to be inactive for quite some time. The mod has not received any updates. After numerous attempts to contact the developer without success, decided to maintain my own version, including improvements and updates. On a version of the original build resources, non-nerfed version. So, okay. Fix for reputation loss when grinding NPCs. Now reputation is reduced when grinding NPCs and other factions. Increase speed for welding and grinding a bit. Increase power consumption, as the original mod says very low power consumption when using the bar block. Get a bit difficult. Some players may need to use more resources to build a component. The block might be heavier now and more components required to build it. Power consumption modifications. Idle is 1 kilowatt. Welding and grinding is 200 kilowatts. Transport 100 kilowatts. Requires resources for a large grid 400. 1,300 construction components. 250 interior plates. 600 small. 100 large. 200 computers. So yeah, I can do all that easy, especially the superconductors. Okay. See, I'm gonna grab this. And what that'll do is it'll download, update. Now it's complete. So now I can go back to the game. I can click load game. Select World 1. Edit settings. Go here to mods. Refresh. Add that. Hit OK. Hit OK again. Now I should be able to load, and hopefully nothing has broken. Alright. So now I've loaded in. And hopefully, if I check my G menu here and type in Nano, okay. So it's definitely not called Nano. Dummy War Industries. Build and repair system. Okay. So that's the block we want. And we want to grab all the components that I need to build this. And it's got ports on it. So let's see here. Where can I put this comfortably? Probably right on top of here. So front, rear, and down. So we'll do face that way. It does have a port on the bottom, so that should be connected up perfectly fine here. Oh, I already had the component section. Let me clear that off. Grab that again. And we'll just start moving parts until my inventory doesn't get filled up anymore. Okay. And then put everything else to production. And I should have vastly more components than necessary for this. Or more resources, I should say. The components themselves I don't have, that's why I have to produce them. But the resources necessary to make these I should have in abundance. Okay, and while it's producing these superconductors, I'll go ahead and start moving the construction components. Which I think I've gotten, yep, all of those in there, so it's just the last few superconductors. So, one, there we go. So now we have a functional build and repair. So, let's see here. I don't necessarily need. Janitor grinds enemy blocks. Yeah, no, we're gonna turn that off. Checked all my functional blocks are grinded and these until they could be hacked. No, we don't want any of that. Which implements immediately into connection continue. Show area. Okay, so I think that's going to be pretty useful. And this is quite a large area, actually. That encompasses the entire base. But what I want to do is I want to move it to the left. So we'll go to the control panel, go down here, and horizontal, yep. And we want to move it over this way. That should fully encompass the ship I'm trying to construct. Yes, it does. Okay. So now let's see. Mode, walk mode, select home, nanobot search, and H, I guess that'll work. Will before grind. Welding only. Not sure what the difference is between bulk or fly, but should be fine. Water blocks, fully defined further down. Yeah, that'll be fine. Build and check system will construct projected blocks. That'll be fine. Welding priority. Okay. So let's go ahead and turn this block on. And say blocks to build, seat thrusters. Okay. Yes, sir. It's building everything. That's lovely. And I still need a ton of construction components. So, what I can do, I can go ahead and come back into this block quick. And I want to turn show area off, because I already know it's encompassing what it needs to currently. And then I need to actually go ahead to production. And I need quite a few of those. As you can see, there's actually little things that shoot off and go and build. And I think this is going to be a fairly slow process, actually, because I think it only does one block at a time. See, look. Only block within range and connected to the grid of the bar. Grid or grid is connected via connector. Merge block systems protected. All blocks within range. Flyby ship could be repaired. Ah, okay, I see. So yeah, this is pretty interesting. Kind of like this mod here. Um, I remember I've used it before, but this was years and years ago when it was first actually developed. But yeah, it's definitely pretty slow.
Energy low.
Right. One thing that I could do actually is I could place down a bunch of these, and then that way it would have a like much more of them to uh, do what it needs to do, you know, and be able to do more blocks faster. I think it's working on this thruster now. Actually, that has all the components it needs. That one does not. Okay, so yeah, I got plenty of construction components now. So really the only limiting factor is just the fact that it's gonna take a minute. uh, Actually, let me take a look here. What is my battery situation looking like here? I'll put my tool away. Now let's check it. So I can actually read. Okay, so not too bad. Power output, 6.6 megawatts. So yeah, that's not too bad. It's definitely taking its time. like I said, it would probably be a whole lot quicker if I build more of them. Why can I not fly through there? Oh, I'm stupid. That's why I can't. Okay. So, one thing that I can do is I can come over here and I can grab 3, 4, 5 of them, okay? And I just put all of the components for 5 more into production. And grab components to build another one. And I can build this other one right here. So what's filling up my inventory? Oh. Alright. So what I can do now, take these off. Grab only the components I actually need for this one. So what's actually left is just these, which I can stack all of those so that way the limiting factor is out of the way first. There we go. And what I would want to do is grab some steel plate. And 1, 2, 3, 4 more. Okay. And then for this one, we want to do basically the same thing. I want to do holding only. We want to show area. Let's take a look here. That should be fine. Come back in here. Turn show area off. And it's the grind priority. This one here is the loading priority. Should be fine. And we'll just toggle this one on. And now this one should be making the other ones. I think. Yeah. Probably. Either that or it's repairing. Because it could also be trying to repair some blocks first. If there's anything that's mildly damaged. This one here, that's 1. This one here should be 2. Yeah. So 2 through 6, I'll put in a group by themselves for now. We'll just call this bar. Save. And I want to come over here. Do loading only. And yeah, I should be able to do the offset all in one group. And once all of these here are finished, I can offset them to the same as my other one and get this done 6 times as fast. Yep, this one's on. Boom. And this one should actually be on the same if loading on. I think the limiting factor for these is the materials being produced. So let's see, what is this one waiting for? Construction components.
Energy low.
I think that's probably the same for everything, and it's all just the construction components it's waiting for. Yeah. And yep, I'm out of construction components again already. So now what I'll do is shift click a few thousand of these and we'll put those in first. So yeah, we're eating up all these construction components. And we might be out of large and small steel tubes too. Let's check. Large, yep. Small, yep. Let's see, I should probably just go ahead and lump all these together. Should be alright. Do large steel tubes before anything else. Oh, right. It's gonna want it's gonna want to do all those as well, and those are just gonna be continually ground back down. Interesting. How am I doing on plates? Yeah, I still got plenty of plates, so that should be fine. But I would prefer it to focus on this. Yeah, whatever. I guess what I could do do this. Something within the range of that. Search for here. Not vertical. Forward offset, and we'll do it like that. And pull it back so it's not working on that. And then we limit it to only repairing these. Here to production. So now we're doing large steel tubes. Do small steel tubes next. And the other thing that I want to do is go over here and search for car. I'm going to turn show area off. There we go. So yeah, that should be fine. So large and small steel tubes aren't being moved. Animal bar. Fly mode. Folding only. Off. On. And battery. Base batteries. Output of 12 megawatts. Now let's check the power. On the base. So we're looking at 47 up through 52. Now I got this one here. This one's turned on. Viva. Okay, and now this one is also turned on. So now, just come out here. Go here to K, control panel, static grid. And I will do bar, select that, and then do build and repair, and click, save, off on, show area. Horizontal offset like that. Sort of. Okay, control panel, static grid, bar. That'll work, I guess. Now all of these should be focused on trying to build that up. So now I can go K, static bar, show area off, and things should be constructing a whole lot faster now. Definitely looks like it. So, what I'm thinking now is I could probably replace this boulder altogether. I could grind all of this down, all of these pistons, the entire rope wall, all of that. Break it all down, and then replace all of that with just a full wall of the exterior. And it seems like it stopped. Probably due to lack of materials. Let's search. Yeah, we are out of large scale tubes. So, production. And shift click, large scale tube. 2,000 of those. Like 2,000 of those. Like 1,000 of these. I think I should be good on pretty much most other components. These need power cells. These here are all finished. So it's like power cells is something we're needing more of. I forgot where the jump drives are.
Energy low.
So yeah, it looks like we are in fact out of power cells. Go here to production, and we'll make 2,000 of these. Put that in front of construction components. Yeah, because I still have quite a few of those, so. Those seem to have stopped. Right, there's still doing some loading, probably on those batteries, I would imagine. Let's check in here. Search for jump drives. So there's some that are incomplete, I'm guessing. Yes, there are. So there's one hood. There is. So I'll show both of those on HUD. Next up here. Base. Nope, okay. So it's not working. Okay, no. Here are the jump drives are at the rear on either side. I don't have access to them there, but I know they're at the rear on the sides. Okay. So up here. And can't get to that one. What about the thing? Nope, can't get to that one either, so I'm not sure what it's missing. What I can do is I can go and grab two of these guys. Not here. That, and then do a shift click to put everything in production. These off the build menu, head over to the production tab. That should make all sorts of components that are necessary for the jump drives. Interestingly, I don't have enough gold. However, I do have two jump drives on the base I could dismantle. There's gonna be a lot of trips either way, though. I think it's probably the superconductors that I actually need off of that. Okay, I can get to the jump drives. Okay. there. Oops. Yeah. Let's- Where's my bag with stuff? No matter. What was I going to... Oh, I was going to use nursing. To go and grab components from the base jump drives. It's not bad, I don't need that much gold. Um, Only one block that's incomplete as AI combat block. I think it might be the one there, because no other ship has a AI combat. So all I'm gonna do is search for that. Put those components to production. Now anything that's missing, it should be able to finish. Okay. Now what we need to do is grab components for those. Like that. Shift. Nope. It's Alt. Yep. And then grab a few things. Yeah, then that way what I can do is just really little scaffolding. That'll connect those. Character tools. Okay, control panel, static grid, bar. Show area. Out of here, look fine. That'll work. And control panel. Here. Bar. that'll be fine. And Shift P. And those. Okay, control panel, static bar. Area health. Now what I'm gonna do is connect here. Control 2. Turn that off. Turn all of these on. Unlock it. And it was the left side dock that I had set for the docking controls on here. Right. Dock left. Lock. Now. fly this ship a good ways away, just so I know I'm outside of the effect of that. And I want to go here to K, search. Oh, well, I don't have to search for it. It's right here. And turn this on. I want to change this blueprint to be Mini Mercy Retrofit. Keep projection. And there we go. So what I want to do is try to line this up with my ship. Bring forward offset, and I want to do pitch. I think that's the correct direction. Yeah. So now we want to come up here. And what we want to do is I'm not sure how far off that is, but vertical, I think -1. That -1's correct. And vertical, I don't know. Horizontal. I'd bring it out like that, I think. Almost. Right there. And right there. Yes. Perfect. So now, what I want to do is fly back inside the range of my fix-it drones. And Nano bots or whatever. And then this should fix up my ship. Perfect. Now I no longer have to put any effort into repairing this particular ship. And then what I want to do is go to NG menu. Yeah, I recorded oh, is that task block not actually finished? It's probably not finished. I don't think I have the resources for it, do I? Let's check. Nope, it's the detectored components I don't have enough of. So produce. We'll do 100. Now that should be done. And now we can set the connection. Basically, I just want to connect this to the opposite side. Sort of like this. Just a little too far past. Bring this down, line us up. Yeah, that's about right. And what I want is to add the waypoint. So that'll be the quarter task. Need all these waypoints. Brit Frigate will be what I want to dock to. And then we'll do waypoint, waypoint, waypoint. And the waypoint. And we want the AI. Precision can stay on, I guess. And we will rest the button and set up the action. Connector lock. Yeah, flight move. Yeah, behavior off, play off. Groups. Batteries. Recharge. Gyros. Off. Tanks. Stockpile. Thrusters. Off. Yeah, I don't have the remote controller for that, so we will remove that and please. Toggle the flare on roof. And now we save and Vitas. Gonna work. Nice. And I don't need the projector anymore. So we can remove that and then throw all these components just somewhere. Okay. Okay. Alright. So now what I want is the AI flight recorder dock. The base as the reference equal. And yeah, recorder dock. Add a waypoint. And Zeta lift. Switch. Yeah, come over. And then we'll do waypoint. Um, waypoint. And waypoint. And waypoint. Continue. Add dock, reversed order, 5.4, set up action, and reveal lock. Yeah, moved on. V1, that's fine. Combat, collision avoidance, precision. Yeah, that's fine. So I guess what we'll do now, save, and oops, AI, recorder dock, waypoint 5, delete selected, remove, yeah, flight dock, toggle block on off, save, 3. That did not line up properly. That'll work though, whatever. Yeah, now my frigate can bring in this little ship here that can actually then do the fighting for me. There is a couple missing blocks. Apparently. So we have 2 of these as the magnetic plate. Magnetic plate. Those 4. Shift P to grab components to 2 of them if possible. Uno, dos. Oh, yeah, that works. There we go. And holy crap, the amount of guns. Jeez. Yeah, we need a lot more ammo. Production. Munitions. Party shells. Yeah, let's just do it like about. Missing uranium? Is that the main thing I don't have? Search. Uranium. No, I have uranium. Probably my assembler. Is a load of garbage. The output maybe is a load of garbage. Is that what it is? Production. No, you are producing. Inventory. Base. Assembler. PSSG. Go. Yeah, I don't know. It don't matter. Let's go check out some on screen. It's going to be one of the annoying ones, so let's go ahead and vamp into it, and then that button. There's nothing in it, and I don't care to try to. Cargo's right there. Yeah, everything else I don't care about. So I wonder what the maximum jump is for my new frigate. I imagine it's going to be a whole lot better than 2 jump drives on the base. Even with the ship off to the side here. What I'm imagining, right, is I could jump in with the frigate to about 30 kilometers outside of a unidentified signal. I could then send or pilot Mini Mercy into the actual fighting zone, right? Do what I can with that, and if that doesn't work out, if I lose Mini Mercy, then I can still fight with this ship. And then if I don't need to fight with this one, I can still use this ship to haul whatever it is I kill and bring back, and attach it to these mag plates, and then just use the frigate to jump the scrap back to the base. And I probably need some Gatling ammo and maybe about 100 railgun sailboats. Sailboats. Sailboat. Ammo. It's Gatling. We're gonna do 1,000 rounds of the Gatling ammo. And the large railgun sailboats. 100. And R. I'll block off. Okay. Now what I could actually do, I could grind all these back down and put the resources up and then just delete the mod and never use it again. I kinda like it though, honestly. Like, I could definitely imagine having like a wall of these instead of a world wall. And then I could just print anything. As long as it fits within inside that parameter instead of being limited by a mechanical printer. That also defeats the purpose of having the mechanical grinder that I spent so much time on. But you have to admit, the grinder's pretty cool. It really is. I'm thinking I'm only ever going to use these just to print stuff just because it's more convenient. But the grinder, like, yeah, it's inconvenient, but it's just cool. My hydrogen's not filling up. There it goes. Okay. I was worried for a second that I was out of hydrogen fuel. Let's see here. Hydrogen tanks. Yeah, we're maxed out. In fact, let me just type in tank. Search tanks, filling up. That's filling up. Yeah, cool. Alright. I guess this is what I'm going to call it for right now. When I come back, I'll probably jump to an unidentified signal and put the new frigate with Mini Mercy to test. See how well she fights. Try to get some more of these prototech blocks. Hopefully, fingers crossed, an assembler. Because I really, really need a prototech assembler. because that is the only way that you can produce the materials required to maintain these prototech blocks if they get damaged. But, you know, it is what it is. So far, I only have 3 blocks. I got the thruster, that one gyro, and the drill. So I definitely want to expand out how many of those I have. Anyway, we're going to save, exit. And nope, nothing. Yep, okay. We're going to stop recording and go ahead and put this upload. This is what, like 8 hours of footage in one day, basically? Or, well, I guess across 2 days, but I work nights, even though I didn't work tonight. Still, you know, I keep that same sleep schedule, so I'll be up most of the night, and then on into the morning of the next day. But yeah, I put a lot of time into this game.